What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Just sitting up here at the Denver yard. Don't know what time it is. Well, let's see. It's 4 o'clock. I usually try to get to the truck the day before I leave out just to prepare my mind for everything I got to do and to do a little bit of cleaning, stuff like that around the truck. So, did a little bit of shopping, and I bought a spare air, the little 2 line electrical kit. I have a spare electrical line just in case. I bought that before, but the price I got on that three line thing was so good I had to get that. So I got that, and I slid my fifth wheel forward to see if that helps me improve on fuel economy, things like that. But I'd got a question about this truck driver strike. I didn't know anything about it. And listen, I apologize if I haven't replied to any comments, but I definitely read all the comments, and I am just so far behind. I'm probably 250 comments behind on my cooking channel, and probably who knows how far back on this one. But I do have a chance to read them, and which is how I stumbled on this comment. So, some truck driver strike going on, saying it's because of the election, something like that. I don't know. I didn't really get too deep into it, but the one thing I did get was, kind of protesting elections, things like that. Now, I'm all for protesting, doing whatever you want to do and stuff like that. If somebody wants to protest election, I'm good with that as well. The problem with this in the trucking industry kind of goes back to this whole March area. And my thoughts on it is if you have a large segment of the trucking industry whining about when rates drop for less than, a couple weeks, and now all of a sudden they're going to do some kind of a protest or something where they don't drive for so many days. I'm just wondering how effective this protest would be when most of these truck drivers that may be out protesting really aren't in a position to take that many days off. I mean, we already saw what happened, right? We already saw the rates slip for like not even a couple weeks, and people were already out here complaining about, going broke and not, they can't survive on this many dollars a mile or that many dollars a mile, and all of a sudden they're gonna, all of a sudden just stop working willingly. I think it's gonna be an unsuccessful protest. I mean, let me just throw it out there. I'm not sure that this protest is gonna work. And here's the thing about it. All right. This protest is going to be like during this whole Thanksgiving week or, sometime around then. I took it so serious, I don't even know what the dates are. But it's supposed to be around that time frame. So you're already picking a time frame when motherfuckers might not have been driving anyway to pick your protest. A protest is going to be something that's long enough to have people kind of take notice of it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to protest, whether it's the election, I mean, hey, let's protest some shit that's going to make life better for us. Let's protest the lack of fucking parking or something like that, everybody can rally around. I'll be down for that. You know what? You want to protest for that? I'll shut down for a couple weeks, a month, whatever. But the reason the protest isn't going to work is because most truck drivers cannot survive without a paycheck more than 2 weeks. Let's just put it the way it is. And I'm not saying survive, and I'm saying within 2 weeks, most truck drivers that would, let's put it this way, let me clarify that, because there's a lot of truck drivers that can withstand going without a paycheck for 2 weeks, but the typical truck driver that would take part in a protest like this generally doesn't have enough money to go 2 2 weeks without getting paid. A month, definitely. And within 2 weeks, they're giving up authorities. They're like, trying to figure out if a government program's around to help make their truck payment. They might be turning in their truck. They might be, trying to go work for a mega carrier or something like that. But listen, this truck driver strike is not going to affect me in either way. And like I said, if somebody wants to protest some real shit that affects a bunch of truck drivers, you know what? Let's shut it down until we get good parking. I'm down with that. And I can withstand a protest. You know what? Let's protest. Let's shut down for 3 weeks, a month, whatever. I'm down for it. But don't come to me talking about you're going to protest and do it for like 3 days when most people ain't going to be driving anyway. I'll be out there, even though I don't need to. I'm all about that Prime. So Prime needs trucks on the road, I'm going to do it. But I don't need to. And the funny thing about it, the funny thing about this is the people that are always the most boisterous about what they're going to do and, let's shut this down and let's shut this country down. Listen, most of these guys who are talking that shit have about 7 days worth of money in the bank. They ain't doing shit. So those are my thoughts on it. And I'm not just speaking off the top of my head. I'm speaking from, listen, I'm not sure how long the guy that left this comment asking me what I thought about this trucker strike has been in the industry, if he's even in the industry. But I'm not sure if you could look back to videos in March, but go back to March, when this whole pandemic started, and you had people actually panicking about not making money. And now all of a sudden, these same people are going to strike. It's going to be very unsuccessful. Trust me. There will never be a serious trucker strike until there's some trucker discipline. Everybody wants to be a conservative, and all this stuff, and I'm politically conservative, and that's fine and everything, but until these guys start becoming conservative with their money, ain't never gonna be no chance, no trucker strike. So I don't see it. I'd like to see him prove me wrong. I'd like to see him, come up with a real reason to strike. Like I said, lack of parking. Let's strike these people at these shippers and receivers that have us. Not that I do it, because I'll hold on to my shit like in Vogue, but have us out here trying to shit and piss in porta potties and stuff like that. Let's strike for that. Let's strike for, people, treating us like, with a little bit of dignity and stuff like that. Let's strike about some stuff that's actually, an issue in this industry. Not, I'm not sure if it's just, the whole presidential thing. There might be something else tied to that. I really didn't look all into it because, like I said, most of these guys ain't gonna be able to strike anyway. So, those are my thoughts on it. Thanks for stopping by No Hippie Truck and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.